Good evening, dear participants, and our today's honorable resource person, Professor Dr. Pranveer Singh, sir. My name is Chandanveer, and I'm a research scholar in Department of Management Sciences, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, Bihar. Uh, I welcome you all on behalf of Department of Management Sciences in our capacity building program on research and publication ethics, evening session day 4, organized by Department of Management Sciences, Mahatma Gandhi Central University. Our today's session is on the topic Journal Finder or Journal Suggestion Tool through JANE, Elsevier Journal Finder, Springer Journal Suggester, and it will be delivered by Professor Dr. Pranveer Singh, sir, Department of Zoology, Mahatma Gandhi Central University. But before that, I would like to take the privilege to say a few words about our today's eminent speaker. Sir, you have more than 10 years of research and teaching experience. Sir, your area of specialization and interest is protein folding, disease biology, and evolutionary population genetics. Sir, you have earned your PhD from Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. You have completed your bachelor's and master's degree from Allahabad University, Prayagraj. You have also been awarded for CSIR JRF. You started your research career from Banaras Hindu University, and then you have been postdoctoral fellow from Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. You have served as assistant professor, Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh. You have also been decorated as a Dean, School of Life Sciences, Mahatma Gandhi Central University, and currently you are head of Department of Zoology, Mahatma Gandhi Central University. You have contributed as a chairperson in several seminars, conferences, and workshops. You are chairperson as well as member of several administrative and academic committees in our university. You are member of All India Cell Biology Society and Asia Pacific Biology and Environment Engineering Society also. You have contributed several book chapters and research papers in various journals of national and international repute. You have participated and presented several papers in various seminars and conferences. And, sir, you have also contributed and completed several government research projects. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us today. Now, I would like you to please start the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chandan. Thanks a lot, and thank you, Management Sciences Department. I'm very common. I'm pretty common with this particular faculty, Management Sciences and Commerce. Every now and then, I'm involved in some of their activity as chairperson, as he has mentioned, and why not? Because the leaders of these departments are family to me.
Yes, sir.
Professor Pubmed is a family to me. He's very dear. We have been together since so long. I lost the count. Professor Tilochan Sharma is a family to me. So every now and then I'm just kind of bumping into it. So I'm a regular feature of this particular very proud school of our university. In fact, it is Management Sciences is our flagship department. I can say so very proudly. Right now, in the capacity of IQAC coordinator of this university, I can say this very proudly that Management Sciences is one of the very very nice, I can say, flagship department of this university. So, we would like to showcase this particular department to whosoever comes to this particular university, and thankful to all of you, Chandan, for this introduction, Siddharth for invitation, Pavneshi, everyone who is associated directly or indirectly with this particular program. Now, coming to the topic itself. I'll first let you know, I'm not going to, burden you with some pre-prepared PowerPoint presentation or something like that. Rather, I will take you in a real-time manner, and I will just demonstrate you. A science person always loves to demonstrate, right? Rather, letting you, lecture from some pre-prepared material. So for me, it is a very it comes very easy to me. In fact, when I was given the bouquet of topics, then I jumped onto this particular topic because this topic involved least preparation. All I have to do, just have to show this thing to you in a real time manner, how to exactly use these things, right? So what I will do, I will just first I will why this choice is important, the journal choice is important, and then secondly, how we can go for it, and then how exactly we can execute this. And I presume my science background won't be a hindrance to you all, because I do presume that most of you are from the management science background. My examples will be mostly from science and journals and all. So let's do it, right? So the first question that comes to our mind, because I was told that there are faculties as well, and there are research scholars as well in the advanced stage. So every question that still plagues a research scholar, the faculties, and even to me at this particular level, I have become professor and still more than 15 years of teaching and research experience, but still this question plagues me as to where I can send my research paper for its publication. So most of the time, what really happened now, I have some sort of experience, and research scholars, by their age and by their sheer enthusiasm, when they do some work, they feel like it is a general feeling that whatever I had done is a earth shattering and earth shattering discovery, or some sort of very novel work that must go to some very high tier journal, something of the nature of PNAS. PNAS is like God. PNS is like God, Lancet is like God, and Nature, and all those things. But you need to be very careful as to why you are choosing a particular journal, right? So, according to me, there can be several criteria. The first criteria that usually strike us, the faculties and the research scholars alike, is the impact factor. Yes, of course, impact factor is something which is very obvious and it is very visible. I don't know, management sciences journal do have this impact factor or not, and how much impact factor really you people care for. But what I do believe that impact factor is something which really draws our attention and garner our attention. The first factor is impact factor, but this is most of the time misleading. Right. Second factor can be, and which is, according to me, I personally believe is the most important factor above all, is the indexing, where your journal in which you are going to publish is indexed. Right. Believe me, because this particular feature defines as to how many people are going to see your novel work, how many people are going, like, what is the reach of this particular paper that you had toiled some several years to produce this kind of a study, and what will be the reach of this particular paper, and how far it will go, and globally, right? So indexing, the better indexing, the better will be the outreach, right? And for science people, and I do believe for management people as well, for science people, it is PubMed. PubMed is something which is, again, like, unarguably the best, right? If your article is indexed in if your article or the journal is indexed in PubMed, then of course it is very prestigious. A little bit of low impact factor can do fine. That's absolutely not a issue. Right. Why I'm saying the impact factor can be misleading, because I can tell you it is about the basic science work and the applied science work. You can go to the nanoscience work, the nanotechnology work, or the medicine related work, and you will see impact factor shoots up like anything. It is 20, 25, 70. Lancet, I had mentioned, it has the impact factor of some 75, right? 75 impact factor. Can you imagine? And I can tell you, in life sciences or in any kind of sciences, for mathematical and the physical sciences, it is even lower. Like, even if you're publishing in 1.5, right? Any impact factor between 1 to 3 is something towards very higher side for physics and for mathematics. For chemistry and for life sciences, if you are publishing anywhere between 2 to 5, it is damn good. Let me tell you, it is very, very good, right? So I can tell you For the applied journals, for example, the nanoscience related journals, impact factor is very high. And I can name you one journal, which is a Journal of Biological Sciences, or JBC, which is highly prestigious in science. And this particular journal belongs to American Chemical Society, which is again extremely prestigious. Now there are other journals in the ACS, or the American Chemical Society, which are less prestigious and less far-reaching as compared to the JBC, but they have higher impact factor. So that way, impact factor is misleading. These are the two factors. Now, what will be the third factor? Third factor can be what is the rate of rejection? What is the rate of acceptance? I'll show you. I'll show you through Journal Finder and through Journal Suggester. I'll show you how you can really analyze your thought process, and how you will arrive on a particular decision. Okay, this is the journal that suits to my need, right? So next thing is, yes, of course, the acceptance rate and the rejection rate and the time of processing when your article, from the time of submission to the editor and to the reviewer and all those process, this is the time of processing. So what is the incubation period? Another factor which is very important in India, particularly in India, is whether your journal is open access or it is subscription based. If it is open access, then you have to pay double charges. First is the first page charges, like per page charges, and then you have to pay for the open access charges. And I can tell you, it is exorbitant. It is like, gigantic. I can tell you, for science and for life sciences, this can go up to $1,500. $1,500. Can you imagine? $1,500, if you multiply it, it can, even if it is $1,000, it can go beyond 80,000, 70 to 80,000, right? So that's a deterrent for the Indian researchers, because our funding body or our organization don't really provide us with the article publication charges. That is one problem, right? Then another problem is, but this is not the problem with the foreign researchers. In US, in Europe, and other Western nations, there are separate grant which is given for the article publication charges, right? But in India, that can be a big deterrent. And of course, the dollar rupee conversion rate is another big deterrent. So it is up to you. And one thing I can tell you very precisely, that be in no illusion that if it is open access, your peer review process or your review process, the stringency of it will be diluted or lowered anyway, right? It will be very strictly peer reviewed. I can tell you, PROS 1 is there. There are so many journals which are open access. But despite being an open access, and despite being being ready to pay some 80,000 or something like that, you cannot assume it to be a cakewalk. Like, yes, I can have my paper in this because I'm paying this 80,000, right? This doesn't happen. The only thing is, open access means, and what does that supposed to mean, by the way, open access? So open access simply means that any person who has access to internet can view your paper. And of course, why this is beneficial? It is beneficial because as many people will see your paper, they will cite your paper, and as your citation increases, your H index increase, your I-10, your item factor increases, everything, and your academic status, of course, increases. Citation is the most important thing. Impact factor, or whatever it is, the most important thing is how many people are citing your work, right? So how will you ensure citation? Citation can only be ensured as to how many people are globally reading and going through your work. That will ensure the better citation. Then why subscription-based journal has a problem? So the thing, suppose my organization, if my organization is not subscribing to journal A or journal B or journal C, we cannot access the article that are being published in those journals, and therefore we cannot read the article and we cannot cite the article. But if the article is open access because you had already paid the charges, then in that particular case, just by browsing through the internet and typing the title, you can go through the paper. So of course, the availability is high, right? So this is the reason why open access is very important. So I guess I had till this point of time, I had made it clear as to what are the factors that actually decide as to which journal you choose, and what are the things that actually go into your mind when you zero in on a particular journal, right? I hope at till this particular point I'm clear, I'm okay. I'm okay. Participants particularly, and I can imagine Chandan is also a participant, come program coordinator. But still, I would like to know from the participant. Till this particular point, am I
Very
clear?
clear,
Am
sir.
I- Absolutely fine, Rajiv. Absolutely fine. Thank you. Thank you. So now I will go with a demonstration, right? I will go with a demonstration, and first let's start with the Jane, right? And the Jane is journal author name estimator. J for journal, A for author, N for name, and E for estimator. So let me share this tab for you, and yeah. So I'm sharing this tab, and now I will be typing for you, and let me know if you can see what I'm typing, right? Right, it has come, right? So, so I hope you can see this.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it is visible.
You're
Okay,
Yes.
very nice. Okay, so now let me go on to this. So this is the first thing is Gene, and I can tell you it is amazing thing. And I do need to open one more page for this. Let me do this very quickly. Uh, just give me a moment. So in the meantime, I'll explain you what is Jane. So as I told you, Jane is a journal journal author name estimator, and here this particular platform provides you a lot of things, right? A lot more things as to let me go on to another folder, and because I need abstract. What I'm doing exactly, I'll show you. I'm looking for an abstract, right? Nothing else, just abstract I'm looking for. And uh, yes, let me presume this is the abstract I find, right? So this is Jane. Now you can see in the Jane that there is Jane. What is Jane I had given you? Now there is a dialog box you can see here, right? There is a dialog box, and let me say there is an abstract I'm going to type. Let me say this is the abstract I'm going to type, right? I'm going to just paste. So all you need to do is to just take and what is this abstract? Basically, it is basically the work that you had done, and you had summarized that particular work in the form of abstract. And now I am typing, copy pasting this particular piece of abstract into this dialog box, and all I have to do is to now what is your choice? What do you want to do with this abstract? There can be options: find journals, there can be option find authors, there can be option find articles. Let me first go with the journals, right? So I'll click on to the journal, find journals, right? And you will see we have a host of journals, and these are all very relevant journals that is actually being shown here. You can see the analyst, and what are the informations being shown here? Informations are, so what are the information shown here? Informations are, first information, the analyst. Analyst is the name of the journal, and it is abstracted in Medellin. So like PubMed, Medellin is again very influential indexing platform. And confidence, what does this confidence show? That means the search that I am looking for has a good confidence, right? What is the article influence? And one thing, when you put your cursor on this particular bar, you will get the description also. Like confidence is 19%, and when you put your cursor on this abstract thing, Medellin, then you will be given the information about the Medellin. Then article influence. What is article influence? It is basically the influence means it is extracted in terms of citation, right? In terms of citation, right? How much citation you have, and those citations have been received from which particular journal. Suppose your article is being cited from Nature, from PNS, and something like that. So this particular citation actually helps you calculating the article influence. Now, you can see in the second thing, the confidence level is 12%, and there is biosensors and bioelectronics. This is Medellin indexed. Sorry, the second one is sensors, and this is Medellin indexed. This is Pubmed indexed also, right? And this is open access, right? This is, and you can see the series of journal, right? And it is up to you what you want to do with this particular thing. You can, if you want to see the article of this particular thing, you can simply click onto that. And these are the author's name. These are the articles that is being given here, right? So this is the thing that you can find out with this. Now, let's move on to another thing, okay? Now, there is fine journals. So you have this abstract and you want to know as to what are the journals that are available for this particular, for this kind of work. And you had zeroed in on these much of journals, right? That is one thing. Now, the second option is if you can see find authors, right? You might have some sort of, a query as to who are the relevant authors who have published this kind of work. And I can tell you why this is important. You might be asking as to why this is important. Yes, this is important for those people who are looking for their postdoc, right? You have finished your PhD and now you're looking for postdoc and you're working in a field of biosensors. So when you click onto the authors, find authors who are working on the biosensors, you can imagine you have a whole list. I can show you. You have the whole list, right? Find authors. Now you can see the whole list of people who are doing this kind of work and with their email ID, right? So you suppose you are working, you are doing your PhD in biosensors, and you have this much of people. You can look out for them as your potential employer as a postdoc, as a future postdoc. Got my point? You got my point. This is the purpose of find authors. Now, another thing is find articles, right? Then third option is find articles, right? This is also important. Suppose you know what kind of work you are doing. You know what kind of work you are doing. Suppose you are doing your work in the biosensors, right? And now you wish to know as to what are the articles. Suppose you are going to write a review, right? You're trying to write a review. Even if you're trying to write a research paper, you need so many articles for your reference, right? For your citation. So what will you do? You will simply write your, even topic will be fine, title will be fine. You just simply paste here some a random piece of words or collection of words, and what will it do? It will give you a series of, because it basically catches a keyword, catches the keyword. It doesn't go through the whole abstract, right? It just go through the keywords, and then it finds you a search. So you need articles for citation, for writing review, for something like that, and you have n number of articles available, right? And yes, and you have the option of export citation and all those things, right? So these are the articles, these are the authors, right? So, and now these are the three options that are available. Now, what is scramble means? What is clear means? Suppose this is one thing. Now you wish to clear this thing and you want to, paste some other abstract or do something else with it. I will go on it later on. First, just show extra option. Let me show you show extra option. Let me click it for you. Now, so it is basically refining, fine tuning your search, right? Suppose you are not, you are in China, you are in Russia, or you are in, some other places where English is not as common as we have in India, right? Then what will you do? You will just filter. These are basically the filters, right? You will filter it with only English or only Japanese as it suits you, right? Then you can see another option, the publication types, right? So it is a like management science people might be doing a lot of meta-analysis, a lot of case reports. I guess case report and this meta-analysis thing is very common for you, right? So you can filter your search like this, and then choose your open access option. So basically, you can see these are the filtering options. You can simply by checking the boxes, you can just customize your search, and then you will be given only the list of those output which actually matters to you. You got my point. This is the beauty of this Jane thing. Now, the one very important thing is, what does this scramble means, right? So you might, most of you might have known this scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs. Many of you might have tried that if you are a kind of non-veggie, not even non-veggie, if you are mixed, like you are kind of vegetarian or something like that, even not a non-vegetarian, then you might have gone through this scrambled egg thing. And what is the benefit of this scramble here? The first very obvious question that should come to your mind is, your work is novel. No one should be having even the slightest idea of what you are doing, because they might copy your thing. At least in sciences, this is there is a fear. You have to keep it as a highly a kind of secret. I don't know how much of this novelty factor actually acts in the management sciences, but in science it does. Now, you might have some, reservations and some inhibitions in letting your abstract, because abstract is what? It is the synopsis, it is the summary of your whole work. So from your abstract, someone might be having an idea, ki, okay, this kind of work can be replicated. And even before you think on something, decide on something, arrive on something, he will get it published. He will do it because of his resources and because of his, nice infrastructure. Suppose people sitting in the US, people sitting in the Western countries, European nations and all, they might immediately jump onto it. It's a nice idea. Why not copy it? So, and you might be fearful of putting something on a open platform, open internet platform. So for that, this scramble option comes. I'll tell you a few more things. So if you scramble the thing, if you click onto the scramble option, now see the first line: the issue of foodborne related illness due to additives and contaminants. This sentence does make some sense, right? Because it's a meaningful sentence, right? A significant challenge to the food processing industry. Now, what I will do, I will just click on scramble, right? I had just clicked on the scramble. Now, what it will do, the algorithm here, the software will just randomly and haphazardly, it will just combine different words in a very random fashion, so that not even a single sentence will make a sense. But this software is still have the competence and the prowess to work out the, because it usually goes for the keyword. But a person who is trying to copy your work, who is trying to do some sort of trying to plagiarize your work, will not be able to do it, because now not even a single sentence is making sense. You can see it yourself. AA, BPA, CA, electrochemistry, high performance, important, Mg, N2H4, NO2, SO32, this is a acid, additive, address. See, you can see this is called as a scrambling. That means your information is in the open, but no one can make out any sense out of it. So it is absolutely safe there. And this is very important, very, very important thing, because you are sharing something on the online platform which no one other than you and your supervisor knows because of its novelty factor, right? So this was about the Jane. Now I will show you a few more things. Now, one more thing I'll tell you about Jane and this sharing thing. You might have this fear, I told you, you might have this kind of fear, but I can tell you one thing. You might be thinking as to how long this abstract is kept in their system. It is kept as long as it is retrieving a meaningful information to give you a meaningful output, as long as, right? And thereafter it is just removed, or there is a mechanism in the software is to just torn into shreds, right? So your things are very safe over there. There's absolutely no option. You can without any fear, you can share that, right? And find out the good thing for you. Now, the last thing about the gene is additional informations, right? Let's see it. What about confidentiality? I had just explained this thing, confidentiality, right? This is, I just explained you. And then how does Jane work? So I had explained you this as well, that it just selects some keyword, and then based on that input is calculated, and then scores are calculated, and based on that you get a meaningful output, right? How often is the data behind Jane updated? It is updated every month. Which journals are included in Jane? All the journals are included in the Jane which are indexed in PubMed. Mind you, I'm telling you why. This is why PubMed is so important. I guess PubMed applies to you people as well, right? So all those which are indexed in PubMed is included in Jane. Which authors are included in Jane? All those people who have published in the last 10 years are included, and their papers are in PubMed will be included in this. Which papers are included? The paper, a regular paper, of course, and which is not included. Of course, the the comments, editorial, news, historical article, congresses, biography, etc., etc. Article influence score, I told you already. And right. So this is about Jane. So this was the first part of the three part I was supposed to tell you. And please let me know if it is okay for you, right? If it is okay for you. Participants, please. It is okay for you? This Jane thing is okay for you? Participants.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes,
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let me move on to the second one, which is the Elsevier Journal Finder. Again, I'll type it for you. Right, I had typed it and you got it, right? So there is Elsevier Journal Finder, right? Okay, now you can see here I can tell you one thing. Elsevier Journal Finder. Elsevier is, has a repository of more than 5,000 to 10,000 journals, right? So the thing is, when you are going through the Elsevier Journal Finder, then don't expect that it will display the journals from Sage, or journals from Oxford, or journals from Cambridge, or journals from the Springer, right? It will only show the results from the Elsevier series only, right? And Elsevier itself has a such a huge set of journals that it don't need to display for other publishing houses, right? So what are the informations you need to put here? And at the end, I'll type some I'll type some management sciences thing also, or in the question answer session I'll try to look for that particular thing also. Okay, so the first thing is title, right? So let me type a title. First thing is title. You can, this is not absolute important. You can just customize it according to your choice. And now I had pasted a title, right? And again, I'll go with the abstract, and I'm copying this abstract, and I'm pasting it for you. So it is pasted here, right? So the first information you need to fill in is the title, and the next information will be the abstract you have to fill in, and then you have to put on some keyword, right? I'm not putting keyword just for you. And then you can see here why I'm saying Elsevier has solution for everyone. Now you can see the field, agriculture and biological sciences, biochemistry, genetics, molecular biology, environmental, neuroscience, pharmacology, and then you can see the chemical engineering, chemistry, computer, earth and planetary sciences, energy, engineering, material sciences, mathematics, then see social sciences and humanities, right? So there's arts and business, management, accounting, decision sciences, economics, econometrics, finance, psychology, social sciences, then health, medicine, nursing. Of course, this comes under the science, right? So what you need to do is you have to select the field of research to which this abstract and this title and this abstract belongs. Okay, so let's say I'm typing keywords for you, say biosensing, then say microfluidics, then anyway, enough. So this is so let me say this is a thing of material science, right? This is the field of research. Again, what is the subfield? Let me say it is biochemistry, molecular genetics, or let me say it is pharmacology, toxicology. Now, another, this is just to fine tune your search, right? And let's say it is, biochemistry, genetics. And now you have to click on, and let me tell you, you don't have to essentially fill all these things if you don't feel like. You don't have to fill these things, but yes, this information is particularly important, and you have to do this, right? This information is you have to provide. Now, what will you do? Just say find journals, right? And now you will see you have a list of some 49 journals, and be very careful with the details available here. I would like to have your attention, a very fine attention here. Now see the details. What are the details that are available? So first thing is you have a list of 49 journals matching your paper, right? 49, and I can tell you even the list of 10 is good enough. 49 is so confusing. More data, more confusion. I can tell you it is very difficult to scan through or the browse through all those the list of journals. That is very, very difficult. 49 is such a huge list. Anyways, so list of 49 journals. Let me browse through it. It is the list of, this 49 journals. Anyways, so this is it, right? Now, coming on to the information that is available here, the first journal is the Nano Today, right? And what are the informations available? See, you can see the cursor you can click it also. You can simply, you can click it also here, and I'll show you more options. So what are the informations available? This is the name of the journal, correct? This is the name of the journal, ISSN number, which you need not to really, care about. Then you can see here, from here itself, you can have the information as the open access and subscription based. And see, if you can just imagine a situation where you know the name of at least 10 to 15 journals, and you are just typing it in the Google browser, and you are going through the web page of all 10 to 15 journals. You can imagine this is quite a work. This is quite a work, and it entails a lot of time, right? But here you have the list of 49 journals all together at a click of the mouse with all the relevant information, because you might not be interested in the open access journal. Okay, so with this, you can simply, okay, this is open access. You'll just skip it. Okay, I'm not, but since it is not strictly open access, it is subscription based also. So when both options are given, then it means you can choose the option of open access and subscription based. What do you want? You want subscription based or you want open access, right? Then what is the site score? What are the other informations? What is the site score? Number one, impact factor, acceptance rate, which is what I was telling you, acceptance rate, time to first decision, time to publication, right? And then you have other information, subject area. You had just, you had simply clicked on this downward arrow and you got this much of information. What are the subject areas? Biotechnology, bioengineering, biomedical, and all recent articles, then journal is scope. That means all the information that you access by going through the journal web page is available here, right? Now, coming on to the individual information. The first thing you see is impact factor. Impact factor is huge. I told you that anything that is related with nano technology has a huge impact factor. It is 20.772. But see the acceptance rate? It is almost absolute rejection. That means if you are submitting your article to this particular journal, then there are very likely that your paper will be rejected because acceptance rate is 17. That means for every 100 paper, they review just 17 papers, right? Now, so what is the site score? Site score is not very important, but still I'll tell you what is site score. So site score is, suppose you had published an article, then it will be cited, right? You had published some article in a journal and it will be cited. And so in the last 3 years, suppose you have published an article in 2018, it is 2021. So in the 3 year span of time, what is the total number of citation that your article has received? Number one, it is divided by the total number of citations that the article received in the journal which are enlisted in Scopus in last 3 years. Got my point? To put it simply, the total number of citations that your article has received in the last 3 years will be divided by the total number of citations from the articles from the journals which are enlisted in the Scopus. Correct? This will give you the site score, right? So and these things does not really matter because now these days since PhD requires a minimum two papers, minimum publication of two papers beside other things. So now these days it has become very important that time and time is premium now for PhD students of these the current time. This is very very important time, right? So these are the things, and then you have. See, this particular journal, Sensing and Biosensing Research, and you have this is open access only, right? No impact factor. You can see here, no impact factor, open access only. So, of course, this is a deterrent. You might not be interested, though acceptance rate is high. Acceptance rate is 57%. Now, you would be interested in knowing where it is indexed. So, you can look for it in here, or you can simply take the help of what? Take the help of Jane and see why I'm showing you this. There, you can comparatively analyze as to which one is better for your search. Is it Jane or is it Elsevier Journal Finder? Because when you do the same thing on the Jane, it is like all the informations like where it is indexed is reflected on the same page. But here you have to look for that particular information. And I told you, indexing is one such important information, right? So there are certain pitfalls of each and every search tools. So this is here now. So despite being a very good, and you can see the APC, article publication charges, it is $1,600, and you multiply 1,610 with 75, and then you will get a huge value, right? So this much of amount, at least I don't think any person even sitting in IIT or unless he has some foreign collaboration, is going to pay this much of money. This is huge. This is huge, right? So Now see this. So these things does decide your choice. Now see, this is 22%. Impact factor is very nice, 6.5, just 15%. See, and then you have 30%. Then see, this is the journal where I had published my paper. This is right, and I can tell you why I was looking for this particular journal. Sensors and actuators, B chemical, very high impact factor. 7.4 is, you know, it's like gigantic. It's gigantic impact factor, and acceptance rate is very low. You can see it is just 20%, right? It is just 20%, right? And then yes, but because journal is extremely prestigious, it's very coveted journal. So of course the citation is more. This particular journal has given me the kind of identification, the kind of recognition globally. I can tell you it is unmatchable. The paper that I had published in this particular journal, it is cited all over the globe, and people just, while emailing me, they first write the title of that particular paper, and then they request for some chairship, for some, foreign visit, for some this, for that, or that. So this particular article has given me the kind of recognition. My combined research as a student, as a faculty, as an assistant, as an associate, as a professor, it is beyond. So this is the benefit when you publish in a big journal, when you really publish in a big journals, right? So I guess this is all in the Elsevier journal finder. One last thing I'll show you here, as like what will happen if I click it here, right? We clicked it here, right? This is fine, and then we got certain information. What will happen if I click here? So if I click here again, we'll get the same thing, right? Recent articles and then these things, and then read more on this journal, right? So for Elsevier Journal Finder, please let me know if it is okay with you all. I can read the name Rajiv, Dr. Mukesh,
Yes,
Arpita.
sir. Very fine.
Okay, thank you, Rajiv.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Mukesh, is
Yes,
it
sir.
okay with you? Dr. Mukesh, is it okay with you? Dr. Naveen ji, is it okay with you?
Yes, sir. It's okay, okay, sir.
Very nice, very nice. Arpita Das, is it okay with you? Arpita Das, are you there? Okay. Kiran Kulkarni ji, is it okay with you? Kiran Kulkarni ji, is it fine with you? Okay, looks like there's some connectivity problem. I hope it is okay with you all, and I'm taking it as granted that it is okay with
Yes.
you all. Okay, okay, thank you. Reed KR Reed, is it okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very nice. Thank you. So let's move on to the last thing, and which is Springer. And I can tell you Springer Journal Suggester, right? With Elsevier, it is Journal Finder, and with Springer, it is Journal Suggester. Both means the same. And you can say it is the son of Elsevier Journal Finder. Elsevier Journal Finder is a big father, and Springer Journal Suggester is a kid. Right. So let me type it for you. Right. Okay. So here we go. Now we are on a Springer Journal Suggester. Right. Again, you can see. Right. But this is, like here, you have one mandatory thing as a manuscript title. Then you have manuscript text. And see the difference. Here, a manuscript text means the whole manuscript, right? Which is a little bit tricky. But again, Springer is a very big name. Springer is a very big name. So, of course, that is not a problem. You can share it here. And then you have the subject area. Then you can refine your recommendations, like minimum impact factor, What do you want? Minimum acceptance rate, minimum time to first decision, indexing services. Then you have to click on to all journals, open access journals, subscription journals, and all. Now, see, so this is little bit not as user friendly as it is in the case of Elsevier, right? You see, it is not that user friendly because in Elsevier, all you need to do is to just type your abstract and you will get the whole result, right? But here they are asking you to type the impact factor range. They're asking you to type the indexing services. They're asking you to type the the acceptance rate, minimum impact factor, and these things come automatically with the Elsevier journal finder or even with the Jane, right? So let's do it here again. I will just enter this thing and nothing else, right? And I type this and subject area. Okay, let's do it. Subject area, and it is biomedicine. Let's say it is biomedicine. And then you have suggest journals. I will say all journals, right? And see, you have a list of some some 10 to 15 journals, I must say, right? So if you go on to the first journal, right? If you go on to the first journal, then you will see the name is Journal of Fluorescence. Impact factor is this. First decision 52 days. Acceptance rate 40. It is both open access, subscription based, right? And what will happen if I click here? If I click here, I will be redirected onto the journal page where you have all the information like indexing. You can see the movement of my cursor, discovery, compendex, and all these things. And then you have right all these informations here. The aims and scope is very important. Publication. See the publication charges. Can you imagine? It is 3,800. $3,800. Can you imagine this much of money? It goes in, several 2.5 lakh or something like that. Who is going to pay this much of amount just to publish a paper? So in case of science, the publication charges are like that. It is 3,800. It is almost 3,700. And you multiply 3,700 with 75 or 80 or something like that. It is just like gigantic, monumental price, right? And so nothing new, I guess, information. So it is all okay. So you will get right, and then finally see here it is 4.6, acceptance is 26. You can see this has a very low impact factor, but still acceptance rate is usually what happens. The acceptance rate and the impact factor usually are inversely related, right? They are inversely related, but in some cases you can see it is kind of directly related also. See here, the impact factor is 2.75, but acceptance rate is also very low, which should not be the case, right? It should be usually the other way around, like impact factor is very high, say 20-25% or something. And then it is then acceptance rate is 15% or something, as you had seen in the case of the Elsevier journal finder, right? So I guess there's nothing new information here. You can see here there's no impact factor, and still it is 15%. Who is going to submit? And see, this is the benefit. Why I'm repeatedly telling you this? This is the benefit. Now you will immediately reject this journal. Why would you publish in this journal other than this 20 days factor? Because this is quick, but it is not going to make any sense, because impact factor is 0, acceptance rate is just 15, rejection rate is 85. So for every 100 paper, they are rejecting 85 paper, right? What's the point? Why would anybody go for it? And let's find out my favorite thing, indexing, right? So where it is indexed, Google Scholar, Ibisco, it doesn't really matter, right? Google Scholar and those things. These things for science people doesn't matter, and I guess the same thing for the management sciences as well, right? Google Scholar for us and for any good researcher, the Medellin, the PubMed, and these things does matter rather than even Scopus or Web of Science. Scopus Web of Science is also fine. But this Google Scholar and all those things, I don't think. You see, even UGC doesn't consider these things, right? UGC also doesn't bother about the Google Scholar. What UGC says, it is the Web of Science, it is a Scopus, right? UGC also says. And if anything, and one more thing I can tell you, if anything is indexed in PubMed, it is invariably and by default, it will be indexed in these Google's, in this, Scopus and Web of Science, right? It is default because the Medellin or the PubMed is the bigger indexing thing than several times bigger indexing thing as compared to this Web of Science or the Scopus, right? So that is why it is very important. So it actually eases you out. You can have those information at a click of mouse, and you can simply make your choice, informed choice rather. I must tell you, you can make a very informed choice, and your time will be saved, and and that means a lot. Your time will be saved, and your harassment, kind of your torture, will be saved, because it's not really easy going through different journals and then keeping track of those things. Not only going through the journals, but keeping a track of those things is also a very difficult thing, right? But here you can simply save this page. Just type control P here, save this page, and you have the information of some 10 to 15 journals. In case of Elsevier Journal Finder, it is the information of some 49 journals. Now you select journals according to your choice, and then you simply make your choice and decide onto the journal, and then go on publishing in that particular journal, right? Submitting your paper, not publishing, submitting your paper in that particular journal. This is how it is done, right? So I guess there were three parts: the Jane, the Elsevier Journal Finder, and the Springer Journal Suggester. So I guess my part is over here, and if you wish to, I'm now open for question answer, and I would love to customize these findings according to your choice, because I don't know whether all of some of you are in life sciences, chemical sciences, or mathematical sciences, or something like that, or all of you are purely in the management sciences, right? So in that case, I can show you the search in that manner also. Like it's totally up to you, right? It's totally up to you what you want to do for next like half an hour with me, right? So it's totally up to you. Thanks for your very patient hearing and giving me the opportunity to say a few words, share a few words with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Now I will request our participants, if they have any doubts, queries, or if they want to do this handhold practice, they can just suggest their keywords or some title to sir,
Yeah.
and
Anything you just want, you just feel free to interact. Just
yeah.
feel free to interact. Whatever you wish to know, just be inquisitive, just be inquiring, and just ask me, right? With the Springer, and with Elsevier, I'll show you. Maybe we can have journals in the Elsevier. I've shown you there are humanities thing also, right? Yes. And I wish all of you to have at least one question. At least one question you all should ask.
I will request the
And
participants that if they can unmute themselves, they can put their questions forward, or alternate you'll be taking their questions. So
yeah.
The participants are requested now to.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, Dr. Mukesh, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good evening,
Dr.
sir.
Mukesh.
So my question is that
Rajiv.
in engrossing if the understanding we have
Rajiv,
Yes, sir.
Rajiv ji, your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Kindly remove the phone if it is closer by to your monitor. And yeah, now please go ahead. Please go ahead. Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes,
Thank you, sir.
Rajiv ji,
Am I
please go
audible,
ahead.
sir?
It's
Sir,
perfectly
I
audible.
have a
Yes, tell
doubt
me.
that in the case of a stranger, sir, we saw that
Hmm.
the impact factor, as you said, that should be inversely related to the rejection rate. But we saw that in some
Not
cases,
strictly. Not strictly.
sir,
Okay.
yes,
Yes.
sir. So I want to understand what could be the possible reasons because we know that the more they reject, the better quality they are likely to select. But what could be the
Correct.
possible
Correct.
reasons that rejection rate is higher at the same time impact factor is zero in some cases as well?
No, yes, this is particularly surprising for me, but again, I can tell you, and I've shown you also that even indexing is not very good. Your question is very pertinent, and even I'm as inquisitive as you are, Rajiv. And seriously, like, why would I bother about this particular journal? You have no impact factor. Your rejection rate is also very high. Just 15, just 85 you are rejecting for every 100 paper. So why would I go for your journal? And on the top of it, you are not indexed in very good, indexing bodies or indexing, platforms. So why would I publish? So Rajiv ji, it is enigma for me as well. And I can tell you, only journal people can tell you. Even I have no answer. And absolutely, this should not be the case. But other way around, it is possible because if the journal is Nature or Lancet, so of course they get very high quality paper. So of course I can understand the rejection rate is very high. And why this happens? Because if you are reproducing a work which someone has already done previously, just by changing the model. Suppose you are working on TB, and there's some novel work which was published in Lancet. What you did, and he has published that work by doing that work in China. You did what? You had gone through that paper and you had replicated the whole work doing your work in India, right? So your work has lost the novelty factor. So all those big journals like Nature, PNAS, and Lancet, what they do, they look for the novelty factor. Whether your work is how much novel is your work, and how it will be contributing to the field of science which is being referred to here. So that way, just simply reproducing someone else's work by changing the model, changing the study area, these things doesn't matter. Your work has to be very novel, very novel. It should be a very new study in terms of concept, in terms of the techniques used, in terms of everything. Only then you can think of publishing it in some very high tier journals, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you very
Have
much.
I given you answer?
Yes, sir. Really,
Okay,
sir.
thank
So
you. Well,
as I first of all, to look the index, not only the impact factor, as well, and it will be very clear whether to
absolutely.
go with this or not. Thank you very much, sir.
Absolutely right. Absolutely. You're welcome. You're welcome, dear. Yes, Dr. Mukesh, you're asking
Yes, sir.
something.
Yes,
Dr.
sir. My
Mukesh?
question is that a different journal has the different parameters. So I want to know that what are the different parameters to determine the impact factor, sir?
No, no, no. I can tell you, there is a very standard way of calculating a journal impact factor, and Thompson Writer is the most trusted one. You might be, you might have been flooded with some fake journals, some predatory journals claiming the impact factor X, Y, Z. They are all false. What is actually important is Thomson Reuters, Thomson citation. They actually release a list every year, like the impact factor, Thomson impact factor for 2021 or something like that, for 2018, for 2019. So based on, I told you, see, it is again depend on your question is how impact factor is calculated. So basically, it is again the based on the number of citations, right? Number of citation that particular journal has received, and that citation is converted into the cite score, right? Based on the reachability of that particular journal, based on which is based on the citation, and in which particular journal those thing has been cited. Say, let me tell you, you had published a paper in journal A, and that particular work is cited by someone in say PNS, or say JBC, or say Lancet, or something like that. So this thing also matters in calculation of impact factor. So basically it is the, to put it simply, it is the frequency of citation, and there are some formula. That takes into account the citation, cite score, and that way they calculate the journal impact factor. If you go through a particular journal, then you will. I'll show you one more thing in real time manner also. Right, say journal impact factor. I'll show you a page. Right. Now, say journal impact factor. Right. Now, if I can show you, this is one thing, and I'm not getting that. Yeah, this thing you can see, if I can show you this thing also, though it won't. I'll try. See here, now you can see here. If it is visible to you, then you can see here. No, this thing I need to share. Just a moment. I need to stop presenting and share this one. Let me share it for you. A tab, SGR, yes. Okay. Now see, if yeah, right. So you can see this now. Here, the journal is this journal, and this one is first quarter. This is this much of first quarter May. This is this much of cite score, and then you have H index. This one again, H index is based on your citation, right? Then total documents received, total in 3 years, then references, and then based on that, they calculate some impact factor, and this is how they go for each and every journal. What I was trying to show you, you will see that the journal impact factor is almost goes side by side with the the impact factor. So to put it simply again for you, it is basically the the side score, which actually plays the role in deciding the impact factor, and only the impact factor that is decided by the Thomson writers is actually the real one. Rest is just the for the predatory journals, right? Dr. Mukesh, have I given you answer?
Yes, sir. Understood. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mukesh. You are from science or you are from management sciences?
Management, sir.
Okay. You are again from management. So, Chandan, all the participants are from management sciences only.
Sir, most of our participants are from management sciences.
And what about others?
Uh,
What about others? Are there anyone from science or arts or other background also, like other than management sciences?
Siddharthi, if you can hear me.
We do have representation from science sides as well, sir. We have few of the candidates from Vellore Institute of Technology, who I believe
very
are
nice.
from the science stream.
Very nice, very nice. So I hope for management people particularly, I hope I'm not too much overbearing with all those science details. I hope so. Is it okay, Dr. Mukesh or Naveen or Ankita?
Yes,
I
sir.
hope they all. I hope I
Yes,
was
sir.
not very overbearing with this science details, because I know science, so I can give you better example from science as well. So I'll try to customize this thing in terms of management sciences as well. You can ask me. Yes, please.
Sir, I have a
Yes,
question.
madam.
Hello. Am I audible?
Please go ahead.
Am I
Yes,
audible?
perfectly audible.
Ma'am, you are audible.
Please tell me.
Good
Very
evening, sir,
good.
and thank you so much for today's insightful session. I am also from business management.
Okay.
Sir, my question is regarding these research papers which are published in Scopus Elsevier, because our university is not having access. So how can we download these papers, sir, for the literature review or for writing good
Oh,
quality
yes.
papers?
Yes. So
Some
see, the one.
Same question from my side also, sir.
Okay, Naveen and Navita ji, yes, that's a very relevant question. Very relevant question, and I can tell you, you have to, right? You just go to PubMed, right? You just go to PubMed, and you can go to Jane as well, the way I had shown you, right? And you can go to PubMed also. So what will happen? Even those papers which are subscription based, for which your institute has not purchased the subscription, right? What you can do, you can simply see the abstract, right? And you can type the same thing in the Jane or in the PubMed Central, PMC, right? And then you can see sometimes these, even the open access journal, sorry, even the subscription based journals keep these articles free for access. That is one thing. That is one thing. Second thing is, if you can ask for your friends or other people. These are the some very practical ways I'm telling you. These are some very practical and behavioral ways you can really do. So other way is, you can ask your friends who might have the subscription or who might have access to these things to give you, right? And another thing that I can tell you is this one. Sci-Hub, right? You just type Science Hub, and then you will get this. You click onto this, right? And you enter a PubMed ID or DOI, right? DOI identifier, and simply click onto open, and you will get all the papers, right? Oh, sorry, it is not visible. Let me share it for you. Let me share it for you. So yes, so what you need to do, you simply type Sci-Hub, and you can just type the URL of that particular paper, because by looking at the abstract, you can get the URL. That is number one. And each article do have the PubMed ID, right? The PubMed ID. It is in the numbers. It is usually reflected in terms of numbers, right? If I can show you that one also. I'll just share that one also for you. PubMed, okay. So what I did, I clicked it here, and then let me type epidemiology. So epidemiology is basically the disease biology, right? Disease biology. Okay. So I type that, and now you can see if yeah, it is visible. So if you can see in the window, you can see here. This is the title of the paper, right? This is the title of the paper, and then you can see there is an author name, right? There is author name. Then this is in the journal PLOS one, published in 2018. This is the whole citation information. Now this one is PubMed ID, right? This is the PubMed ID, and you can see here this is free PMC article. You can simply click onto that, and you will get the whole article. Now, what about this one? Social epidemiology in the 21st century, right? What about this particular article? Because this is not freely available, right? I'll just click onto this, okay? And you have this much only, just the abstract, correct? Right? You will have the abstract only. Now, what will you do? You will simply, either you can copy this one, right? Or you can simply copy this one, right? So let me show you. Again, yes. Okay. Now let me show this to you. Now I'm I'm pasting this here, this PubMed ID, right? Click onto the open. Okay. This is some problem. Okay, let me go on to the DOI, right? This is DOI, and I'll just copy. Okay, they are asking some additional information. No, yes, it was there. It was there. Let me do it with this. And see, you got the article, right? You got the article here, accepted manuscript, social epidemiology, right? So,
Thank you, sir.
yeah, this is how you do. And so most of the article, literally any article you can have like that. And the best part, and most all you need to do is to search the thing in a different manner, right? This will help you a lot, right? By and it is not always necessary that only those papers which you are looking for are the only the stopgap solution. You can have some other searches as well. There might be a paper. All you need to do is to refine your search, and you might get the paper which are better than the paper you are looking for. Right? Got my point?
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Anyone else? Thank
Any
you,
other
Neetika.
participants who will like to have their questions?
Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead. I wish each of you to ask a question at least one question from each of you. Go
Sir,
ahead.
I have one question.
Please go ahead.
Sir, actually, as a management student, we mostly use Elsevier Finder or Springer Suggester. But today I just saw that there is one more option, Jane. So is it fruitful for the management students too?
Oh, yes, why not? Why not? I can show you, you just let me know what kind of information you want to know about. See, you can tell me some topic, some title about your management, what kind of work you are doing. I'll show you. Let me type Jane for you, right? And okay. So let me go on to this particular social epidemiology page, and I'll show you how it works for you as well, right? Okay, so I'm typing. Yes. Now, okay, now let me know what you want to know.
You can search a few titles like
Okay, let's type. Tell me.
so quality circle or sorry, quality management practices in
Yes.
MSMEs. In
Okay.
MSMEs.
MSMEs. Right. Okay, let's see. Though this is for abstract, but it's still, it is fine. And first, let's see the articles, the authors, and journals. Okay. Let's go for the articles first, right? Okay. See, you have this much of article. Evidence on the use of internet for business by MSCs in developing country, the Indonesia case, self-management support activities in patient-centered medical home practices, modern management practices, and hospital admission. So the first article has the higher confidence level, right? And you have some 20 articles, right? But the first one, evaluating the effectiveness of, or simply, they had, see, I can tell you one more thing. Since they had, taken the keyword MSMEs, so they had, worked it out as something medical, right? Let me type here as medium scale or simply medium scale. What is that?
Micro,
It's
small, medium.
it's micro, small, and medium enterprises.
Micro, small, and
Medium enterprises.
medium enterprises, right? And let me find the articles for you, right? Occupational health problems and safety conditions on small, medium-sized enterprises, right? A cross-section study in Shiraz, Iran, right? Then occupational hazard survey of especially supervised enterprise during the... See, now you have the thing. Now you have to refine your search. What exactly do you want? And how will you do that? You'll just simply go on to this particular thing, like, uh, where's that? The extra options, right? This extra option. Now, I'll find authors for you and then articles for you, right? So, what is Liu did exactly in this? So, occupational hazard survey of especially supervised this thing in China, and analysis of managing safety in small enterprises, dual effects of employed pro-social safety behavior in government inspection, right? I guess this is good enough, isn't it? Right? So this is what it does for you. It just looks for the keyword and then it looks the thing for you. And what are the journals you can publish about this thing, MSMEs thing? It is, PLOS one does publishes, but it is something else. See the confidence level is very low, right? And Journal of UOEH, International Journal of Environmental Research in Public Health. I don't know. These things are there. So that means keywords are not strong enough. You need to really refine your search, customize your keywords, and that way you can keep on doing that, keep on doing that. And that way you can really fine tune
Sir,
your. Yes, Naveen.
sir, I have a
Yeah.
question.
Thank you,
So
Yes,
sir.
Naveen,
suppose
please.
I open any research paper in this, so I will find the PDM or DOI number in that, so that I can
Let me see.
download that.
Let me see. Let me see. Okay, suppose he has said about MSMEs, right? He said MSMEs, or let me type some small thing. MSMEs, enterprises, a future in India, in India, right? So this is something, and now find the articles, okay? There is a general background and practical implementation of health management services. Okay. Small and medium enterprises contribution in digital technology. Okay. Right. Now, so the information that they are giving you is authors. Let me click onto this. Yes. So if you can see, if you, I'll share it for you. I just clicked onto that, right? Yes. So I had clicked onto that, right? And see, it is a small and medium-sized enterprises, and you have all those required informations as this is a free PNC article, right? This is a Pubmed ID, this is DOI, this is a Pubmed ID, right? And this is DOI. So you got everything
Okay,
here,
sir. Fine, sir.
right?
Thank.
You got everything. And see, you have to click here to get the full paper. You just click here and you will get the PDF of this particular thing, right? This is how you do this. Chandan, anything else from you?
Yeah. No, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Siddharth, what about you? You don't want to ask anything?
Sir, actually, I
Siddharth?
am noting this down, all which you are telling, sir. All this thing, I am noting this down. So I'll be using this in my research, sir, because we also didn't knew many of the nifty tools which you are showing right now, sir.
Absolutely, it is like, if it will help you in any way, or if I if this particular lecture contributes to you people in any way, in the upgradation of knowledge, or assisting in improvising your research output, then I'll be the happiest person on this planet, of course,
No,
right?
sir. Actually, searching of the journals was actually a Herculean task for us
Yes, it
earlier.
is. It
But
is. Yes, it is.
now after this session, it will be very, very, very easier, and we are going to enjoy actually. Now searching the journal will be something a game for
Yes.
us, a very easy
Yes.
game. Thanks a lot,
Yes.
sir. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Naveen.
Any
Thank
other
you.
participant who will like to put their questions forward?
Anupma ji, thank you for your nice words, for your very kind words, Anupma ji. If I am pronouncing the correct name correctly, thank you, Anupam ji or Anupma ji. Someone has written very nice thing. Pragina is, as I have a repository of user uploaded. No, Miss Regina, I guess if I'm pronouncing it correctly. No, it is not repository. It is just, it is just something that opens the log thing, right? So, yes, it is something like that. Thank you, songs, Mahi Mohanji. Thank you. Thank you for your nice words.
Uh, Thank you, sir. And now we think the participants don't have any more doubts or queries.
Are you
So
sure?
now, yeah, I think, sir. If participants have any doubts, they can please unmute themselves.
And I hope I had at least partially did my job, and I had not overburdened myself on any one of you. All
Not
right.
at all, sir. It was such a hand-holding session, sir. We have learned a lot more.
Thank
So
you.
now I will request my dear friend Siddharth Ghosh to please take on this session for the vote of thanks. If you can
Thank you,
hear me,
Chandanji, for giving me this opportunity. I'll take this opportunity to thank our resource person for this session, Professor Pranveer Singh sir, for his highly informative session on journal finder and suggestion tools. And obviously, sir, knowledge about these journals and the best practices associated with searching those is something which all the participants and academicians must be doing day in and day out. And I hope all those attending today's session must have learned from the absolutely absorbing session we had. I'll also like to thank our respected Dean, Professor Pavnesh Kumar, who is also the course coordinator of this capacity building program. And ultimately make all the sessions highly interactive and fruitful. With these words, on behalf of Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, School of Commerce and Management Sciences, I like to express our sincere gratitude to all those who have joined us today. We'll be sharing the YouTube video link in the group very soon, and we will again joining tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. One thing which I like to inform to the participants is that there is a small change in the schedule. Professor Shovik Sanyal from Dhofar University, Oman was scheduled to take the morning session, but due to his urgent academic engagements, he will take the session on next Friday, that is 26th of November. And in lieu of that, we will be having a session on metrics, H index, G index, I-10 index, and alt metric, which will be taken by Mr. Mohit Garg from Indian Institute of Technology, New Delhi. With your due permission now, Pranveer sir, we can bring
Please.
this session to a close.
Thank you all participants, and I wish you a great future. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank
Namaskar.
you,
Thank you
sir.
so